Ain't nothing like consistency. Is that right?
Oh my goodness.
You got to make us feel useful.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is.
All
Hey,
right.
Hank, come up here and help me out. I can do it, but you need to learn something, boy.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
How everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good.
Yeah. I called myself trying to call him earlier today. I called him like at 1:40. Just see if I can get him on here.
That's funny.
Grandpa had me by surprise though. He picked up the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I got everything typed out. I'm ready." And then he kept saying something about a document.
Was the address?
Yeah, man. He sure left me down there and said, I got to get up here to my show. My audience is waiting for me.
My audience, my people.
That's what I said.
Well, I ad-libbed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
My audience.
Don't nobody watch for us.
Uncle Hank. Uncle Hank.
Uh,
He doesn't want to keep his fan waiting. The person.
Oh, damn.
The one person who always watches the show every week.
Hey, you got to start
To a
somewhere.
million.
Yeah.
Get to a million without one. Let's go. That's all.
Hey, we every once in a while we get somebody from the Netherlands or something, or is it Norway? They watch our show and they're
Really?
island of 300 people.
That's all they got to do.
He needs a life, man.
that was a guy. That was last year. He's still around.
He was he came on like a month ago and was talking to us. Yeah, Polar Winds. There he is. He's not on right now. That's the name.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not Polar Winds.
I thought it was Polar Winds.
Not Polar Winds. It's Polar
Nights.
Polar Nights.
Polar Nights. There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, Uncle Hank. This dude called. He'll message us and be like, "Yeah, I'm reporting live from he lives on an island with 300 people, right? And he's married to this Eritrean woman. Like this dude has a whole backstory."
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, we know it.
He sounds like an operative to me.
Yeah, you
man.
say
He's trying to infiltrate.
You say he was married to who now?
So he said his wife's Eritrean.
From Eritrea, Pops.
Oh, Eritrea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember something like that.
Wild.
Wait a minute, you live in. Now, how the hell did he? Yeah, I'd like to talk to him. How did he make that connection?
I don't know, but what's even wilder is he says he lives on an island with just 300 people on it. So it's a small island. It's out there. So I'm like, I don't know. Like you said, they must have been some wild circumstances for them to meet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they met before they moved there.
Yeah. But sister ain't volunteering for no island with 300 people.
Look here.
Can't get her nails done. Yeah.
Her credentials, though, don't allow her to be.
Dang it.
They don't go with them credentials with the fingernails. She from Island of Entry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about something.
I don't know.
If it ain't nails, her pottery pot ain't right. Something shit,
okay.
End up business, right?
Yeah, got grandpa facts.
Yeah.
What kind of beer y'all got today?
Well, grandpa, what you got? What's the mystical hand gonna hand you today?
Nothing.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the
Best, I don't play around.
Pops, you disappoint me
best.
every
I don't
week.
play around.
Grandpa be beating up winos outside the liquor store taking their beer.
I had Heineken today, Corona. I ain't gonna get no better.
Get no better, man.
Hey,
I can
man,
guarantee you can do much better.
them Great Depression taste buds, y'all don't even understand.
Yeah, they.
When you
Totally
drink
different, man.
the Vienna sausage juice, all you can taste is Corona.
But I'm with Dad anyway.
During the Depression days, one no.
I'd rather have a Budweiser than to drink that
no-
stuff y'all drink.
one-
Dragon piss,
Yeah.
beats of a rat's ass, all these crazy ass. I was like, what the hell? I ain't drinking that shit. It's like somebody eyes of a newt.
Oh, Uncle
Shit.
Fish, the dogfish again?
Dogfish, eh?
Now, I mean, come on now. See,
I
that's
like
you
it.
these Negroes, right? Never no money.
Pinkies up. Pinkies up, my friend. Pinkies up.
Auntie look like she got a white briefcase behind her. She making some money moves.
No, you want to know what that is?
What?
I'm gonna show you what that is.
That's a record player.
Where?
That white thing behind her.
I was like, Auntie be carrying her money in a briefcase.
No more.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's wild.
yeah. Wireless, Bluetooth.
That's
Joshua
cool.
didn't even know what it was. He was like, "That's a briefcase. What is that?"
You can't buy no records.
What are you talking about?
I'm not cultured enough to know what it was.
Record stores all over the place. Your grandson got one of them, and he got a wall full of albums.
I got a basement full of records.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he took all of mine. He took all of Bernice's, and then he went out and bought. So he got jazz and.
See, I didn't even know they made record players no more.
Oh yeah, they got all kind of crap out
That's
there.
a new hipster thing to do. They go on retro.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
They want the static in the needle.
Yeah, they want all
that.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Again, too much damn money.
Have you get a KSR?
What about it?
KSR 3? Or KSR 1?
I like KSR 3. Oh, that pop really hit. What about it?
He did KRS One.
KSR.
And who started that thing with the scratching and stuff? You know, the people that started it didn't make no
quality,
money.
right?
Come in and took over the thing.
No, he ain't talking about KRS-One. He talking about a company.
They ain't make a car.
Right. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
If he was talking about something.
He was from Harlem, I think it was, New York, Brooklyn. No, Brooklyn, I think it was. And he was talking about how the people could hear the sound, and he would say he was 8 years old at the time, you know.
I tried.
I'm popping my beer, man.
What? You ain't drinking today, Auntie?
So I'm at my
KRS
girlfriend's
One,
house.
man. Yeah.
I found the beer. I was here.
Where are you?
When we were at my girlfriend's house.
I mean, are you still in Chicago or Illinois?
In the East St. Louis area.
Okay.
Oh, you in St. Louis?
So
the last time I came here, we were supposed to do the beer show, but Pops was out gallivanting around the country with Sean. So I went and found this beer at the at the grocery store, and this has been in there the whole time because I don't really drink beer. So I just found this in their refrigerator.
Beer hug.
Yeah, beer hug. Yeah.
See, there y'all go.
That sounds classy. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh,
what is it?
IPA.
I guess if y'all got some real beer, you probably couldn't drink it, you know.
So we're going to see about
it.
Look at them. They travel to find beer.
Yeah, that's the real deal.
Hey, Uncle Hank.
Bourdain.
Uncle Hank, how much of this can you still read?
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
My field of fucks is barren.
Look here. Behold.
You're right. Don't it look like it?
The which I grow thy fucks. Lay thine eyes upon it, and thou shalt see that it is barren. This
What's
looks
the name of that, Josh?
This is another one of from last week. Original. I know we've been trying to pronounce this. Original something smoke beer. But this is
from Germany.
Yeah.
Let me see the label again.
Well, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I ain't up. It's in Bamberg. I see that much. That's up north.
Yeah, this is smoke. This is the other smoke beer they were selling at the store.
Smoke beer sounds disgusting.
Oh, you weren't here last week. I just go
to the beer fest.
I was saying the other one of this, right? The red bottle version.
No, I want to go to the
red
bottle.
Folks forget we're doing a beer show right now, so I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you fry your fish? The dog fish. I don't know if you fried it or broiled it or whatever. You know?
I came with your family.
Hilarious.
You know, that's some crazy ass white man sitting in the basement has no social skills coming up with that shit. Dog fish.
Well, it's delicious.
It ain't delicious.
It is delicious.
Y'all been hoodwinked. That ain't real beer. I take.
I've had Corona, and I know the difference.
I'm gonna go up to the Blue Store on Easter Road and get you some real beer.
Oh,
They sell that up there sometimes too.
You
Oh, you said the Blue Store.
right.
I thought you were talking about the other store.
You need
The
some.
Blue Store ain't got dogfish here.
What was the malt liquors?
What we supposed to be talking
45.
Awesome.
I actually wrote down some topics today.
MD, no. Damn, I'm off.
Yeah, 2 or 3
you
of
got
them.
to talk about Abraham.
But it was
What
all
was
The blue one. No, Slits had the blue bull on it, wasn't it?
What happened? Is he okay?
Yes. Oh, Pops. Yeah, tell Pops.
Wait, Dad.
Pops will love it. Hey, Pops. Do you remember when I gave you the book that my cousin wrote, the one who was the Secret Service agent for JFK?
Dallas Plaza.
Just say
Really?
that,
From Dealey Plaza. He
Huh?
got pardoned today. He just got pardoned.
He did. Oh, congratulations!
Pardon.
You know what though? When the other day when Pence wouldn't get in that Secret Service car, I thought about your cousin.
Look here.
You know, Pence said, I ain't getting. Secret Service came along with the limo to pick him up. He said, I ain't getting in this car.
Really?
And end up in Inkster.
The vice president don't want no Secret Service.
Have him bound over at Peterson in the basement.
That book he had, it was interesting. It was easy reading. I liked it, because he was talking about when he was on event. What's that? Hyannis Sport on the president's yacht. A security thing on the Sport. And folks didn't quite go for that. Now, brother, God and the president.
I have no idea.
But then the thing, what he said too was, he talked about the president's security, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he said the president's security wasn't what it should be. They were lax available. The big joke. Ain't nobody doing their job.
No, it wasn't that they wanted JFK to die because they didn't like him because they considered him the nigger lover president.
That's what I'm saying.
So they had been getting threats. They knew all that stuff was happening for a long time, and they just kept ignoring it.
Yeah, but see, when he mentioned something about the Secret Service not, being up to par doing their job, that was when he went into the trouble about stealing from the Secret Service. They framed him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, man, you can't go up against the bullets. Few people do, but you got to pay a price. He paid the price.
So this is the interesting thing. Let's have a conversation about it. Remember when he asked to be pardoned? Cheers, y'all. When he asked to be pardoned, he asked Barack Obama to pardon him, and Barack Obama didn't.
Oh, he did? Oh, should have asked Bush. Bush pardoned everybody. Yeah, and Bush pardoned him. Not Bush, but Trump. You pardoned him twice.
Go
But I
ahead,
just think
the next one in case you do some more dumb shit.
Look here.
All right, good folks. I'm gonna get back.
See you, Hank.
All right.
See you, Bob.
Okay.
See, Hank.
All right, see ya.
Trump give people.
Hey.
Trump really means what he says with 3 strikes. He's like, all right, you get out of jail twice.
So every week I've been coming out having a pajama party with Dad, but he go to bed at 7 o'clock, so I just be sitting up by myself.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's cool, Auntie. That's awesome that your cousin got out. That's great.
Yeah.
That's not. He didn't get out. He got pardoned. Like they accused him. Like because Abraham is 80 something, I think 70 80.
I'm confused. If you're pardoned, like can't you only be pardoned if you in jail?
No, clear your record.
Oh wait, so he's been out. Or he's never been in jail. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember him going to jail, but they tried to. Did he go to jail?
They ruled his career though.
I thought he served some time. Seems like
He did. I need to reread the book.
Yeah, I forgot too, but I thought
What's the name of the book you got, Auntie?
Echo from Dealey Plaza.
Can we get a picture of that so we can post that?
Yeah.
This sounds amazing. I want to know about this.
Oh, it's mind blowing that all the stuff that he went through.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. I'm up to.
You know what though? I bet any money that book got to be up there, ain't it? Because
Yeah, it is.
unless Hank bought it, a Pooh bought it. You didn't buy it, did you, Pooh?
We got it
No,
for you. We got it for
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Man, you know what's funny, Auntie? It was like 80 degrees here the other day, right? And all
Mhm.
I can think about is how I'm looking at Grandpa now with 4 layers of clothes on and his heated room, and it's actually pretty warm in Michigan right now.
Look here.
Well, that's about 60, 50 something.
Not bad.
No, it ain't bad, you know.
What are you? Can I get the cup?
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping the book was on Audible.
I'm
Yeah, you
trying
know,
to.
if it was on Audible, I'd pick it up immediately. But what was it? Oh,
For you didn't read it before?
Nah,
You didn't read it?
You gotta read it.
I've been meaning to.
Oh, you got it. It's a great, like Pop said, it's a good, easy read.
Good, easy reading book. You know, I enjoy
Yeah.
it very much, you know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'll pick
it was
up.
just-
I just, man.
It's downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in my reading rotation, I just started.
Yeah, when he
I'm
was
almost
guarding
about a fourth of a way through my book. I just started.
Oh, okay.
when he was guarding President Kennedy,
I pull it out next. So.
you know, personal security at Hyannis Sport, he said they didn't like that too much at all, brother.
No, they hated it.
They
And
hated
he would talk about coming in, and there'd be nooses hanging all over the office and trash, and it was just a mess.
Yeah. And still we rise.
Look here. I'm trying to pull it. Let me know when y'all can see my screen.
Let me get
Dang nabbit.
There we go.
That's it.
Echo.
That goes to Daily Plaza, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll have to check this book out.
Yeah,
it's really good.
You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
It was really good. And it was just crazy because when he was writing it, he would actually send us chapters to review, you know, like just giving us insight into the book.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just always like, wow, he went through a lot. Like they went through a lot. Like
everybody, that's why everybody pays. Somebody paved the way for you. A lot of times you got a job, but you don't know how many people, man, had to sacrifice everything for them. Man.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to what was the young West Pointer? What was his name?
I'm not sure.
The first black West Pointer.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Oh,
let's see. Let me look it up.
I know it just as good in Cambridge. Anyway,
Henry Flipper.
And when he got out, then they go on the charges of stealing. I think he was in the quartermaster. They put him in the quartermasters.
Mm-hmm.
And then they accused him of stealing some money or something, you know. So you never, you know, it's a continuous thing, you know, where you never get no break, you know.
Yeah. It's always something.
Yeah.
Always something. So this just, I don't know. I'm happy for him because this has been a fight that he's been fighting for a long time. So this is awesome. This is awesome.
Think about this though. The echoes of Daily Plaza. Remember, I was in his house, 1963, when the president got killed. So that echo of Daily Plaza, man, way back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to get
I
that.
don't really check. I think sure I got that book because I read it and it might be up there.
You know what's funny is that bookshelf. Look, it looked like it got nothing on it, but Grandpa be pulling like, yeah, I got that book. It could be anything you said. It'd be like, hey, there's 12 books on that shelf, and Grandpa be like, yeah, I got it back there, and he'll just pull it out. Like Grandpa, like the story from the Old Testament. He's like, he took 5 fish and made it to 5,000 books. just keep taking it. It's like, yeah, I got that book.
Yeah, Pops, we having a collection. It's so funny because it's not like the bookshelf is really big either.
Yeah, just the good stuff on there.
He the ultimate Tetris player.
It's about quality,
like,
not quantity.
I've got this particular book, The African Origin of Judaism, you know. And I've had that.
I read that, Grandpa.
You read it?
Yeah.
You did read it?
Yeah, I read. He's
Okay,
like,
and
it seems
now
like I
he's
can't read.
it's
Like,
coming
you
like
can read.
on TV now. They're talking about the Sephardic Jews and things, and the Spanish Inquisition. That was all in that, the book.
You know what's something interesting, Grandpa? There's a show that's that's on YouTube where they talk about different cultures' cuisine, and like an episode from last week was this black man who was also who was also Jewish was like, we're gonna tell our story because people think that Jewish people look a certain way,
Yes,
and
right.
like this is our history. This is where the food came from back when we were like, and like it was really interesting because it was like I think it was on Munchies or something. This dude, it was like last week. If you YouTube it, I think it was last week's episode or something where this black Jewish gentleman came on. It's like this is Jewish food isn't what it's not just bagels and lox. It's a lot of stuff from over there, and it was interesting. Like you gotta, if you can watch it, I would try to.
You know what though? Did you know that the black population, the Jewish population in New York that was black, they did not recognize the Ashkenazi Jews.
I believe that.
That their history going way back beyond what they were talking about. And they looked down. I mean, the black Jews were looking down on the other Jews. Because their history took them beyond that. And they said, "Oh, them fakes."
Anyway, but I actually wrote down some topics for today. Okay. We can talk about it. Yeah. I know. Let's get the main one out the way. Everyone's talking about. So, Uncle Pooh Bear's boy bought Twitter.
Oh yeah. Well, he just got famous. I didn't even know who he was until he started buying up stuff. But he had been around. I didn't know he was Tesla. He was a Tesla man. He owned it.
A Tesla man.
Like he worked on the line. Yeah. Like he a GM man. He worked on the line. Worked his way up for Tesla. Hard worker.
If he's a Tesla man, who's the Tesla man? That's what I'm curious to know.
Right. I don't even know, but it was a lot of hand wringing about him buying Twitter. A lot of hand wringing.
I don't like that man.
You don't.
Speak on it, Auntie. What? Why? Speak on it, Auntie. Why?
What'd you say, Pops?
I said, I don't know nothing about him except he's rich.
Well, when the stories started surfacing about how racist they are in the office, and it's just open and acceptable, and when it was brought to his attention, he was like, "Yeah, people gonna be people." Like just the lack of accountability is just I don't like that.
Well, he's from apartheid South Africa. Like that's where he grew up.
He was there in South Africa with the apartheid, right?
Yeah, like his family, his dad was think about it. People were talking about like they always gloss over like he got his money from his family's emerald mine in South Africa, and they're like, at what time period did they own that emerald mine? And they're like, yeah, during the apartheid. Like you think he was the only? You think that family was the nice family?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I just don't. I can't deal with racists, and therefore I can't deal with their companies. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't get on board.
What do you think the ramifications are of him owning Twitter now? You think?
How old is he? Could somebody say?
I don't know. He was probably in his 40s.
In his 40s.
Yeah.
Let's look it up and see.
Okay, then he was after the Mandela era, then, right?
Probably, yeah.
Because Mandela was in jail in the 60s.
You know what's wild? I'm thinking I'm not that old. I'm 32. So if he's 10 years older than me, then yeah,
he's 50. He's about to be 51 in June.
51? Okay. 1970, yeah, right.
71, yep.
71, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I remember back at that time when Mandela was in jail, Randall Robinson, he tried his best to get the United States to put some sanctions on South Africa because of the apartheid, and we would never get into it, and this is one reason too. When Mandela got out of jail, he went to the people to help him get out of jail. He went straight to Cuba, Mm-hmm. Like, why you go to Cuba? He said, "Them my friends. We ain't got the same friends. May not be your friends, but they're my friends. All them years they helped me get out of jail. Y'all ain't did nothing."
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think the ramifications are, though? I mean, like, people are talking about, like, oh man, all these, like, people can say what they want now, and some people were, I know, it's a bunch of think pieces, like, this man's history of being from the apartheid South Africa, he's going to embolden a bunch of white racists to say whatever they want, and I'm like, people are gonna say, I mean, people have been doing that regardless, but I'm just saying, like, financially, what are the real ramifications of this? Like, you think people are just going up and move and make their own social media platform again, and people are just going to keep buying them up, or like, what really is?
I think Twitter is going to thrive, but it may get bigger as long as they gonna fund it. It's not like it's a profitable company. It don't make money. So is it because he brings it private? Is he going to start making money? I don't know. Maybe, or is he just willing to fund it because he knows controlling public sentiment is more powerful than just having that money, right? Because he's about to use it to manipulate the markets to drive whatever it is that he's driving. So that's I guess to him that's worth more than whatever it's going to cost him to keep Twitter running. But Twitter I mean, there's always been what they call it, the dark web. Things that are happening outside of the public space for these conversations to happen. So here's just more of it, but he's just gonna be at the head of it, right? I ain't gonna front. I bought some Dogecoin. I should buy some more Tesla. I see that it's down because whatever he's in, he's obviously gonna use that to manipulate and drive sales.
I wish I would have bought some Twitter stock like a week or so ago, just to be on the ride to come up, but I didn't. It was
a quick come up with some people.
I know people made a little bit. I think people said on, like, some reports said on average people who bought the stock like a week ago made a 30% profit. So I mean, 30% is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's interesting. I think Uncle Pooh Bear's point. It's like, what was it? What's the family who owns Fox? Like, that's kind of like the old media. Like, you own a whole news broadcast station to put your image. Now this is the new age of doing it. Own a whole social media platform. So
is that Murdoch that owns Fox?
Yeah, that might be the Murdoch family.
It might be, yeah. Yeah, I think that is Rupert Murdoch, right?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch.
That's the play. Have your own, having one of the largest social media platforms. Like, I know a lot of people still use Twitter to get news. Like, that's where information kind of breaks first on Twitter because it's so easy.
Yeah, break first and break influencers, right? Like the world goes as Twitter goes, it seems.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff on Twitter. So I mean, I understand why he did it. I just thought that was interesting. And another topic that I was wrote down was, so this to a lesser extent. I shouldn't even say lesser. It's just interesting to me. So Mike Tyson was on Joe Rogan.
Huh? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, Mike Tyson was on Joe Rogan's show, and he was talking about how he believes rich people are out here hunting poor people. Like, they're capturing poor people, taking them to places and hunting them. And I was listening to, like, I heard this, and I was just like, I mean, that wouldn't be the strangest thing I've ever heard be true, considering, like, back when I was in high school, whatever, there was these tapes circling around called bum fights. And this dude was walking up to homeless people and paying them to fight each other and recording it and selling the tapes. So I'm like,
that is so horrible.
And I was just like, and it was a lot of them, Auntie. Like, it was a lot of these videos out when I was in high school. So I'm like,
one book in high school was required reading. What was it about? A manhunt. They turn somebody loose and then they track them down.
That might be Manhunt.
It wasn't Manhunt.
Like, it was, but like, this, the whole premise of the rich and powerful, like, abusing the poor people is not new. Like, so I'm like, I don't doubt that that's a possibility that has happened someplace. And someone brought up a point that it's probably not just hunting. Like, like, think about it. We still around the world having these issues about sex trafficking. That's another form of abduction. There's sex trafficking, and there's also like organ stealing of people. So like, if you're hunting people, you probably doing more than just chasing them. You doing some other stuff. So I mean, but it's interesting that you would see Tyson, like, you know, it's never whenever I hear stuff from people like that's not like on like the news that just seems kind of out there and like unprovokedly just brought up. I'm like, I think about it in a way like, who allowed him to say this, or is it like it's either completely ridiculous and doesn't like it has no merit, or why would he say this now?
Because he's seen it. He was at it. He got invited to an event, and they did it, and he was like, "What the heck is going on?" I'm just talking trash. I don't know for sure, but yeah, who knows? But it's crazy because it's crazy to hear that he's talked about that. Because when I would see that in movies, and I've seen that in a number of movies, I always thought that was ridiculous. But maybe it's not ridiculous that it could actually happen. Not that people do it, because I think, well, all of it, because I think people are ridiculous. But like,
what can happen? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Well, I was saying the other topic I brought up was how Mike Tyson was on the Joe Rogan show and how he talked about how he believes rich people are out here hunting homeless people, right? And then we went off into the whole like, if you hunt homeless people, like that's not even far fetched, because I brought up how in high school there was these movies.
Hold on. Is it homeless or poor? Because that's different. Because you said poor the first time. Oh,
well, maybe I just misspoke. But what did I write down here for my topic? He said, "Oh, poor people."
Okay.
So, I mean, take poor whatever. Take poor to the extreme in your mind. Like, so but like, you know, to basically get people who you probably don't have families, or just like people don't even look at them twice, don't worry about them being missing. Stuff like that are hunting people. And then we went into this tangent of I just shouldn't say tangent. I went off to this tangent about how I remember in high school, like, this is why I didn't think this was so strange, was because they had videos called bum fights. Like, this dude was going around paying homeless people and poor people, like bums, off the street to fight each other.
Fights? What?
Yes. And there was a bunch of them. So like, seeing that, I was just like, yeah, this is entirely possible. This is probably happening all the time. And then we were talking about how if you hunt people like homeless people or poor people, things like that, you know, that ties right into sex trafficking. That ties right into the illegal organ trade. Like, all the stuff we hear about, and all these, like, how, like, at least once a month we hear about a group of like 10 or more people just being disappeared, just being gone. Like, how many thousands of people per year just go up missing in the United States and just never found? Like, you know, some of that obviously some people just they get lost and they never get found, but some of that has to be kidnapping. Some of that has to be people getting picked off, and that's for the people who have like social security numbers, who live in apartments.
All right, so are you in the hunting and then they selling body parts, like, which, you know, that happens? Is that where you going? Like, what?
Well, I'm saying that, like, it doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that was true, if that was real. And like, I'm sure it happens, but I'm just saying, for him to bring that up now, like, especially during the time where we've had like 7 or 8 Purge movies and all types of, like, there was that other movie about this dude he asked his girl to marry him, and like they have to go through a manhunt for his family to accept her, and that was like a thing they did. Like, there's a lot of movies like that, and normally, you know, like, those ideas aren't so far-fetched, because like people aren't just making that stuff up completely. Like, some of that has a grain of truth in it. And we know people are doing sex trafficking. We know people are doing organ trades. The easiest people to get that from are the homeless, people off the street who can't defend themselves, and that no one's going to care if they're gone.
How far do you think we're advanced as far as cloning is concerned?
Oh, they clone people now.
I'm just saying, but how far is it widespread? Because there's some people that act like they ain't got no soul, you know. They ain't got no heart. I mean, they go and do things, you know, as though it was an everyday thing. You know, I'm thinking, well, now, if you got some soul, some of these things you'd have to think. You may do them, but you'll think about it.
I don't know about that, Grandpa. I think there are some people who are just evil. Like, I don't account for that. Like, them and people doing evil.
They ain't got no soul.
There have been people who ain't got no soul, based on what you're saying, for thousands and thousands of years. Like, people have been making up atrocious things to do people. Like, have you ever seen those ancient torture devices where people are putting people inside of like all types of machines and like grinding your arms and all types of stuff? Like, they've been doing this. People have been evil for a long, long time. Ain't no clones out here. The ones it's people doing this. Regular, everyday people who just want to do either want to do harm or they just don't care about the harm they do to people, and that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. Some people get off on causing other people's harm.
Shoot. Speaking of the organ trade, think about this. What is it? The Rockefeller or the old dude, right? 100-something years old, like got what 5 or 6 heart transplants in a year? Did y'all remember that on the news? This was like
in a year.
I think that's a Rothschild.
This was recently. He got like 5 or 6 heart transplants in a year. I'm like,
in a
no
year.
Way. Yeah, like ain't no way you can legally skip the line that many times. You know what I mean?
How many? But your body can't even take that much, like to get a whole transplant 5 times in a year.
But the issue is you can't skip the line, Auntie. Like, where was he getting the hearts from to just keep skipping the line? Like, where? Like, is he you buying people's hearts? Like, hey, we need this heart from you. Like, not that. I feel like that hasn't been looked into enough. Like, how? Like, there's supposed to be checks and balances about being on the organ donation thing. Period. And I can see, if you got some wealth and you try to buy your way to the top one time, but to do it 5 times in 1 year and no one bats an eye about it.
But people can also do, what do they call them? Not dedicated donations, but I can specifically say I'm coming just to donate to Joshua. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not just donating. And so if they know there's somebody on life support or whatever, it's that, of course they can buy the family support. The family says, okay, we'll give you their organs. So it's not even necessarily has to be something as crazy as kidnapping and killing, but it can easily be, all right, I've decided that I'm giving, or the family has decided that my organs go specifically to somebody, and they got the right to do that.
I've never heard of that, but I mean, it's possible.
You haven't?
No, I thought so. From what it was explained to me was when you're on the heart transplant list, it's like a lottery, like because it's just to make it fair, so everyone has a chance to do it. And like in my mind, I don't know. I mean, like of course, what you're saying is probably exactly what happened. Like you can give someone enough money where they'll.
If you got that kind of money, there is no heart transplant list. You can get a heart anytime you want one. You got right now, 1,000 people are dying every day. Young people, hearts are available. You don't know what happens to the corpse when somebody gets killed or something. With a good heart. So there ain't no list. On the list is only for people who ain't got no money.
Yeah, but that's the reason the list is the way it is so that people with money can't just always cut the line. Like I was saying, I can see it happening once, during the year, but for it to happen 5 times or however many times in a year.
Will operate on him 5 times in a year. I'm Googling this because I got.
And it's wild because like it's a heart, you know what I mean? Like where are you getting fresh, good heart so quickly? Like that's just wild to me, man. Mm-hmm. But like you're saying, like ain't no money, ain't no line for people with money. But yeah, when I heard that, I was like, that's crazy.
Okay, they say he underwent a total of 6 heart transplants.
What's the time period?
That's what I'm about to. They said the first was in 1976, and he was 99 when he got his 6th one. So I'm trying to see
who was it now?
From. I'm sorry.
Who was it?
It's actually David Rockefeller.
Okay. David Rockefeller.
Yes, sir.
Wait, he was 99 when he got his first one, or his 6th?
He got his 6th one.
Oh, I was about to say, so he was 99 in the 70s. He's still alive with he a vampire.
No, Nelson Rockefeller, that was his brother.
I don't know their
he was vice president, and I was trying to think, and this was back in the, I guess before the Nixon era, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, wait. I forgot.
It's interesting. And I'm glad she's pulling these facts up because I'd say it
was facts about Nelson Rockefeller
over a period of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see how long they said, like the amount. They were tripping off the fact that he even survived the heart transplant because of how long it took and how extensive that it was at his age at 99.
Yeah. I mean, that is something.
And I'm looking, some other site says that this actually the whole 7 heart transplant. I don't know. How did okay? Yeah, this is intriguing because my thing is this. All I want to know which damn doctor would do this. Like that just sounds retarded.
When you like Grandpa said, he probably got a family doctor on retainer, just
Right.
on deck for when they get a heart ready for him.
Need another heart there.
He's probably talking to him right now, like, "Hey man, I feel this heart trying to go out. You might want to get number 7. Get the cooler."
Silly.
Right.
You know, because you know, there's a lot of people who have incurable diseases, but they have a heart that's functioning properly. You know, so maybe a guy might say, "Well, I know I'm gonna die. What about me selling my heart for my family?" You know.
Yep.
I can see that.
So I'm not. That's what I said. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised with somebody agreeing to sell or donate the heart. You can't even call it a donation when you're getting paid for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody took payment for the heart or any organs because it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
You were looking up Nelson Rockefeller. Did you look it up?
I
He was about the time of Nixon or before, somewhere in that era.
Okay, let me look him up. Nelson Rockefeller.
Yeah.
The former vice president to he was the vice president from 74 to 77.
Oh, okay.
Under Gerald Ford.
Under Gerald Ford. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
74 to 77.
Mm-hmm.
64.
Well, I don't know if y'all knew, but my stepmom, she
In
had.
other words, then he took
How many?
the vice president. What's the guy's name from Maryland? He was a crook, and they kicked him out. So he must have took his place. Vice president under.
Let's see who he replaced.
Nixon. You know what I'm talking about?
So you think that he served under Gerald Ford and Nixon?
No, I'm saying that he served after this guy went to jail. This vice president went to jail from Maryland.
So you talking whoever was
before
Nixon?
Nixon lost his job, there was another vice president that was convicted of a crime, and they kicked him out. And I think Nelson Rockefeller then must have took his place.
Let's see.
I can't think of that man's name.
Trying to see what vice president has been arrested.
Which vice president has been arrested?
What year are you talking about?
Like,
found it?
didn't they pass a law where you can't arrest the city?
74, when right before Nixon got kicked out, he got kicked out of the vice presidency, and he went to jail, I think.
Agnew?
Spiro Agnew.
Oh, Spiro Agnew. Okay.
Spiro Agnew, yeah. So in other words, then Rockefeller must have filled in there.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Because
That's crazy. Agnew just
Nixon after Spiro went to jail, then Nixon got kicked out, and Ford took his place, and then Nelson Rockefeller went in as vice president.
Yeah, so Spiro Agnew was vice president from 69 to 73 when he resigned.
73, yeah. Okay.
Well, Pops, I swear you be knowing all the things.
Grandpa was there.
I love it.
Grandpa was there. He'd be like,
That was my era in that time when Spiro Agnew got kicked out.
He was like, I remember exactly where I was. I was outside drinking the Strohs.
Right.
And all this corruption just happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. Well, you know what? This is let's start winding up the show. I gotta get back to work in a second, but it is interesting that I can get Grandpa, like it's funny. Grandpa done saved all his memory for like world history, because I showed him that was an adventure earlier trying to get him connected on the show. That was funny. I'm he had me believing stuff.
What's that?
He said he copied it. Oh, I see the shirt. I see the shirt, nephew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see the shirt. Come on, shirt. I love it.
Yeah, I wore it today. I forgot.
Oh, yay.
Got my Fitness 9 game shirt on. Gotta, pub the product. Moving the product, Auntie's got the Fitness 9. This is actually a very nice shirt. It feels very nice.
You move that product, huh?
Yeah.
That dope.
Look at Uncle Pooper in a whole nother meeting right now, just looking at us. It's all right. We understand.
Nah, y'all been vibing. I've been letting you go. I was I don't know. I can't. This document won't work. I'm pretty frustrated. I shouldn't be looking at it, but
got a document. See, that's
and you see, I keep coming in and out. I don't know why it won't.
That's directly. That's Grandpa's genes, technical genes kicking in. You think you on the document, but you.
It's hereditary.
It's hereditary. Like, think about it. I used to think it was the internet. No, it's just Grandpa tapping on the screen, the keyboard messing stuff up. Uncle Pooh Bear's like, I don't understand why I keep disconnecting.
Oh my goodness. It's hereditary.
It's my company. I'm known as the tech black hole. Like it just don't be working right for me. I don't know.
So Joshua, that's right up there with, there was this guy in my old Army unit. Do you know what he said ran in his family?
What?
Catching crabs.
Oh no. No.
I missed it. I want to get in on that lab now. Y'all gotta do that again.
Oh my God. There was this guy in my old Army unit, because I was in the reserves, and as his full-time job, he was a truck driver. And he was saying how so many of them in his family, they're all truck drivers. And he said that catching crabs was something that ran in their family because they were all catching. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with your genes. That's y'all habits.
I don't know. They say mosquitoes are attracted to one blood type over the other. Maybe crabs might be.
Whatever. Y'all need to stop stopping at the dang old truck stops. That's what you need to do. And I guarantee you that hereditary gene or whatever will go away.
I wonder if it's the same person at the truck stop they keep meeting up at.
Look here, that's what I said. I said y'all running across the same woman.
That's a part of their rite of passage. Like, if you don't get it from this person, then you ain't part of the family.
Oh my gosh. And he was so serious. He really tried to convince us that it was hereditary, that we all just get it. Like, what? Are you serious?
Why would you tell anyone that? What was the circumstance that this actually came up in conversation? Like, y'all were eating everybody together, and it's just like, hey, we're having crab legs tonight. He's like, you know what's funny about crab?
I still remember we were sitting outside behind the unit, but I can't remember. Like, honestly, it's sad because he was a little slow. Like, they said that he actually had to break his mask, break the seal when they were where did he go? Desert Storm. And they said that they think those chemicals really mess with him. And he was just, from a little podunk town in southern Missouri, I think. So he was just an interesting fella. And he was
he's probably the mayor now.
I should look him up though while you trip. If I can remember his first name. I remember his last name, but I can't remember his first name, but I will look him up.
If you just type mayor and then put his last name and see what happens. Like, there's a meme that goes around every once in a while about how there's a city in Alaska that voted a dog for their mayor and the dog won.
That's ridiculous.
So, I mean, anything's possible.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Is somebody typing? What is that noise?
That's Uncle Poober's technical issues.
Look at him. At least he frozen with a smile.
Yeah.
He's about to go out again. Watch.
Making Grandpa laugh.
You gonna have us do our final thoughts. He gonna try to log back in. We gonna be gone.
He gonna be like, hey, what's going on? Hey,
did that document to work?
Pops, he's frozen.
Yeah, a whole nother stream of himself. Now you're on the side.
And now he's frozen in 2 different positions.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Oh, now he's back.
It's a different still of each image of himself.
Oh, now he's back. There you go. Looking like Hank.
Well, how did he do that?
Oh, don't even try it, Grandpa. We're gonna be a whole different dimension trying to fix that.
Right.
Yeah, my connection just terrible today.
Well, before you bump off, why don't you do your final thought first, Uncle Pooh Bear?
Right. My final thoughts are: let's go to Cuba.
Hey, Cuba's the place to go.
Yeah.
Drink to that.
Name's the first time Grandpa didn't finish his beer before the episode was over. Must have had a good conversation.
Yeah, y'all had him going today. I wish I could have been
What's your final thought, Auntie?
Final thought is I'm so happy for my cousin for winning the fight finally. And Barack Obama ain't about nothing because he had the opportunity to pardon this black man and he didn't.
Have you seen him lately?
I have not seen him in a while. Only on Facebook. No, sir.
Yeah.
You should have him come on the show so he can tell his story.
I'm sure he's probably getting a lot of requests right now, but I can reach out to him.
Yeah, I mean, that book, I'm telling
That would be cool. I would love to hear that.
He show you what groundbreakers do. You know, every time a black see all this stuff that we've been taking for granted, and somebody got their head chopped off.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to the '68 Olympics, you know, and raising your fist and
Mm-hmm.
your career ruined. But after that, you know, a lot of things happened. Colin Kaepernick taking a knee, you know.
Mm-hmm. Look here, somebody got to start the movement.
Somebody suffered, but we move on though.
Yeah.
We move on.
Grandpa drinking Strohs for 30 years just so his grandson could try it.
Yeah.
Keep single-handedly keeping the company afloat.
Right.
So that future Taylors can enjoy Strohs into the future.
Oh my gosh, I haven't checked the wiki page again. Is this still?
Oh, we gotta do the weekly check. You right.
At the time, though, it wasn't Strohs, it was Pfeiffer.
Right.
You
It
ever
was
heard of
Pfeiffer Pops?
Pfeiffer beer?
I've never heard of that.
No. Oh, it used to be in the hood, 25 cents for a quart.
Someone changed it back.
Yeah, beer, man. It was the first one that had jumbos, you know.
Man,
Pfeiffer.
it had been some weeks since we checked it. If it was still there,
That would have been
God.
the best. So Pops, they had big fat cans. They had the big cans like this. You said they had jumbos.
Yeah, they didn't have no big can like that. Yeah, they had the 32-ounce jumbo. Wow.
8 ounces showed up.
25 cents, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, some places now you could get some quarter drinks still. You don't want them, but you can get them.
43 cents for a quarter beer?
I mean, there's some spots now that you can get quarter drinks or dollar drinks or whatever.
Oh, okay.
They typically, you know, bottom of the barrel well drinks or whatever, but it's pure trash, but you can get it. You're going to hate yourself the next day, but you can get it. You can get it.
I think Grandpa paid the price though. He paid the price of admission. Like when you be eating the condiments and the things Grandpa be eating, his body can't. He resists everything.
Look here. That's why I say Pops didn't even need to get that doggone COVID shot. He is immune to all the things. When you drink Vienna sausage jelly and the juice, nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you.
They actually got the cure. They were studying Grandpa's like They studied saliva after you drank some Vienna sausage juice, and they're like, "This must be this is resistant to everything. Let's make this into a shot."
I'm telling you, man, that man has done it all, had it all. I love it.
What's your final thought, Grandpa? So we can wrap up this week's show.
Okay. Crystal's final thought was, what was your final thought? But I was going to add on to it.
Oh, my final thought. And by the way, I need to say his name. My cousin Abraham Bolden. I just realized I hadn't said his name.
Yeah, I remember.
Abraham Bolden.
Now that you mentioned it, I remember his name. I'm gonna really look and see if I still got that book. I might want to read it again. You know.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna read it again when I get back home because it was a good book, and it's just good to be reminded of all that he.
You gotta think about it though too when you talking about how they be putting ropes and not like hanging somebody and all that stuff. Now that was back in the 60s, so you know what kind of hell he went through as a Secret Service agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And then this is in your workplace, and nobody's doing anything to protect you or just anything.
Right.
So it was just I just couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine. So it's a great day.
Yes.
Well, good.
Corporate to endure. I mean, through all that,
Mm-hmm.
it's something.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I'm happy for that. Allow I'll do the final thought. I'm happy for your cousin that he has vindication. That's my final thought today.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Well, until next week, everybody. I made a joke that we only had one person watch. I actually saw up to 4 people at once watching today, so that proved me wrong.
You said, how many? Somebody was watching this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had several, like at least 4 people at once were watching it all together, but I'm sure more than that. Like if I check the views, when I check the views on Facebook, it says like sometimes 20 or 30 people be watching. But that's throughout the time.
You kidding?
Huh?
You kidding?
He's not kidding. Pops, you are the superstar.
Oh shit, man! You mean to tell me we have 30 people watching?
Grab was like that's 31 more people than I thought was watching.
Hello. Hello.
Next week, everybody. Love you.
All right. See y'all.
Thank you for joining us, Sanchez, while you're on vacation.
I'm about to finish working.